Look at these adorable little 3D toppers from Hearty Crafts. Welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got a fantastic collection of easy 3D toppers with glitter paint from our friends at Hearty Crafts. I can't wait to show you what else we've come up with, so come back and play with us. So we are back with coffee cups, easy 3D toppers, and this is a 6.5 by 5-inch card, and I'm going to tell you what I used on this card, and then we'll talk about what comes in this package. Simply striped 6 by 6 patterned cardstock, this nice brown stripe, and then I added a little bit of lace here along the edge by using, these are fancy border Dazzles, and these are in pearl and pastel, and they're beautiful. I used this sort of a peachy color right there. You can see that. Gorgeous vinyl stickers, and they really just add just a beautiful touch of elegance to the edges of your cards. Down here I've got a script greeting dazzle that says celebrate, also in those same pearl and pastel finishes right here. And I use this one, which is a little bit, it's kind of an orchid color. I use that, and then on the back here, sort of as a landing pad for my little topper, I used these little 4-inch paper doilies, and you guys, you get a whole collection. I think there's 25 in here, and these I think are sort of a must-have tool for your toolbox. When working with these toppers, they make a great landing pad for these little toppers. So let's take a look at what's in here, but oh gosh, before I do that, I also use Pixie Petals. These are parchment, and I just embellished by just gluing a couple of those on there and just a little pink bow, which is so nice, just to get a little more texture and a little more dimension to these. So inside this one for the coffee cups, I've already used one of these, but they come in 10 different designs. They are so cool. I love that they are already in these little packages. Each one contains 3 layers, and it's so nice. There's no cutting out, there's no punching out, there's no finding the pieces. They're all right here. So let's take a look at how these work. And you're going to just open your sweet little package, and you take out your 3 layers. Oops. The largest one is the base layer, then there's a medium layer, and then a small layer. Okay, maybe we can zoom in a little bit on that. And then there's a couple of different methods for getting that 3D texture, and we like to use foam tape here. So we've got 400 little squares of foam tape. They're already pre-cut, and they have little backings on them. That's a nice way to go. We also have this giant wheel of foam tape, and it's so easy to cut into little strips. So I'll show you what I like to do. Just take a little snip of that, and because it's a 1/2 inch wide, I like to just cut right down the center, leaving a little bit at the end so it's intact. And then you just cut little pieces like that, and it makes it so quick to do. So what we're going to do is just put 3 little pieces, just like this, and then we're going to put probably 2 on this one. There we go. And then to take the little backings off, I like to use a little pokey tool, makes it a little quicker. And you can just take this, it helps peel that right off. You can also just take your fingers and put those little pieces of paper away. All right, so now you're going to take that middle layer and you're going to align it with the bottom layer. What I like to do is just take a couple of little points of interest here, like this little leaf and their little cluster of flowers, and then I just lay that down just like that. And then the next layer we're going to put right here, same thing, just find something to line up right here, and then the rest just get put down just like that. And then you've got all 3 layers just like that, and then so cute to just pop that right down on a doily. Really fast and easy card toppers. All right, here's a couple more here. I wanted to show you these. Oh, so interesting. So we've got these sweet little birds. There's 10 of them in there. Really, really sweet. We've got, I don't know anything about birds, but I do know that's a woodpecker. Okay, so really sweet. And we've got romantic flowers, which roses and peonies and hydrangea, so beautiful. And then we've got some flowers and butterflies. So let's get on to a next one here that's a little different. We've got some music instruments. And for this one, I did something that could be considered a little more masculine. We've got a 5 by 6.5 inch card. I covered the card with 8.5 by 11 wood and textures paper pack. So we've got two sets of papers. They're identical, and they have all these wood and brick. And then at the very back, we've got some diamond plate and some brick, which is great. And I love that paper. Put some wood here with a little strip, about a 2.5-2 inch strip of brick across the bottom here. And I inked the edges with a little bit of roasted coffee ink pad. And then I just separated the 3 layers, glued these 2 right here, and then the top layer, the 3rd layer, I just foam taped that right in the center. Before I glued the bottom layer down, I just tied a little bit of jute twine right there around the neck of the guitar. And then along the top and the bottom, added some primary thin line Dazzle stickers in this nice brown color. So yes, they're primary, but we also added a few other colors. Oops, I forgot one. There's one still on my desk. There we go. There's the black one. And then the primary script greeting Dazzle stickers in this nice red. So all of these really nice, beautiful piano, harp, saxophone, violin, gorgeous. All right, now my next one, this one is very romantic. This one, a beautiful anniversary card, vintage roses. And I did a gatefold card here for you. So you open that up. So on this one, I took this and I just put the bottom layer and the top layer. Okay, I only used 2 layers here. The middle layer is what's on the inside of the card. So you can separate those. You could use them on different cards. So you don't have to use all 3 layers on one card. So for this card, if you're not familiar with a gatefold card, you're starting off with a 5 by 6.5 inch card. This works with any size card. You're going to open it up, and then we scored here at the 2.5 inch mark on each side, and then you're folding that in. And that's how a gatefold card works. I like to use a scoreboard to do that. So this is the adorable scoreboard mini, and how I do that is I set this right here. So this is the front of the card, and this is 5 inches. So half of that is 2.5 inches, and you just take this little bone folder and you're just scoring it right there at the 2.5 inch mark. That's the other side of the card, same thing. It's 5 inch wide at the fold. Here's the 2.5 inch mark. And then the card back, because it has a fold in it, we covered that with some paper. So what papers did we use? Romantic Florals 12 by 12 patterned cardstock and the coordinating solid cardstock. So I used this really nice muted rose, very nice subtle pink, and on the inside a nice green color, just a little bit of the flowers right here, and then I just glued that middle layer here. It comes with the greetings, so I went ahead and added that. And then I actually used, for this little front on the gatefold, there's a rectangle that I used 12 rectangles and scalloped cutting dies, and I cut that out of champagne glitter cardstock. And then I inked the edges of that glitter cardstock with that roasted coffee, just using the surface of the ink pad. And then I also cut it into little 1/4 inch strips and inked the edges of those as well. And I do that inking to the edges of the entire card then too, because it gives it sort of a framed look and just adds a little bit of extra depth around the edge of the card. And I think it makes a nice difference. This scalloped layer is cut from the green paper, green rather solid cardstock from the solid cardstocks. And then there's a little ribbon there, a little crepe ribbon from the crepe ribbon set, tied just a really small bow. And then we've got Happy Anniversary Dazzles. These are relatively new for us. They come in 5 different color options here in one package. I use this nice coppery brown color for happy anniversary. We've got multiple fonts on here, which is great. So you'd be all set for your anniversary cards for the year. All right, the last card is this one right here. And I used, this is Budgies and Birds, okay? And it has all these different styles and colors of birds. I actually used 2 of them on this one. And for this one, I just sort of wanted to make sure they were facing towards each other. Okay, so one's going to the right, one's going to the left. This is a 6.5 by 5 inch card, and I covered that with gingham #1 paper pack, really nice yellow gingham there. Covered the whole card, and then around the edges, about 1/4 inch from each edge, I just placed a pearl and pastel thin line dazzle sticker in a nice pink color. Here we go. Use that one right there. And then I die cut an oval right here. I used the largest oval, and I die cut that from white glitter cardstock, and then just inked the edges of that using the surface of the ink pad, using the Camilla pink prism ink pad. Once I did that, I went ahead and foam taped my layers of my little birds here, as I said, facing each other. And then, excuse me, foam taped the oval as well. So there's just a lot of dimension going on that card. Then I added a little greeting at the bottom, and that is from the We're Together Dazzle stickers and the Pearl and Pastels. It's really fun pink color. It's kind of a bubblegum pink. And that card was just really, really easy to put together. So you guys, we've got a great collection for the Money Saver. And if you want to take a look at that Money Saver deal, it's right over there on the right-hand side. As I said, great deal. And if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, no worries. We have all of the supplies that I've used down below. So just check that out. Finding all my cards here. There we go. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box, and you'll find a link to this Paper Wishes webisode page. It'll take you to find the great deal for our Money Saver that you have on this. And let's see what else. Yeah, subscribe while you're there. We do 3 to 5 of these videos a week, and I don't want you to miss a darn thing. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.